Hi everyone! I just spent like half an hour filming a kind of deep video that revealed some things to myself, and now my throat hurts and I'm losing light. Although it doesn't look that bad on the viewfinder, so we'll see how it goes. But I am gonna do a very chaotic, rushed, messy November wrap up. So somehow in November I read 10 books. A couple of the physical ones I should say, I don't have on me. I don't know where they've went. I'm not gonna hunt them down. We're just kind of gonna go on with it and see how long this takes, because I feel like I haven't filmed a proper video in fucking forever. First, I read The Melancholy Death of Oyster Boy and Other Stories by Tim Burton. I gave this 4 stars. I don't really know what to tell you about it. It's short stories with some illustrations by Tim Burton. It is what it is. I don't know. I then read Easy Peasy Puppy Squeezy by Steve Mann, which is a puppy training book. This is the point where I would get Hector and show him to you, but one, I'm in my room and my room is he's hiding, but it's a Theo zone. They're not the best of friends yet, so I like Theo to have his own little space. 2, Hector is in a very bitey, energetic mood, and I am trying to stay away from him. If I find the energy, I will put the effort in to get some clips and put them over, but basically have a puppy. So I read a puppy book before we got him. It has been a very helpful resource. It was simple enough that the basic things I need just now, I've kind of remembered, and I can just train him that way. When we get on to the more difficult things, or things like loose lead walking once he's allowed out, just over a week, thank God, because the thing needs outside to burn energy. I will refer back to it because it's a bit more complex. But I would highly recommend this for anyone who has a puppy or even a dog and they need to train. I went a little bit ham on Amazon and bought like all the books I could find on dogs and puppies and Cocker Spaniels, which is what he is. So I read The Quick Guide to Cocker Spaniel Puppies by Blair Smart. This I gave 3 stars to. I mean, it's this size. I don't really think it had anything that I hadn't already picked up from websites and blogs and forums. I'm pretty sure that this, wow, phone on the deck. I'm pretty sure that this had some training stuff in it that was quite out of date. You know, things like don't play tug of war, it makes your dog aggressive, and bop them on the nose, or if they poo in the house, put their face in the dirt. Like, no. But you know, pinch of salt. You read a lot of different resources and you take what you think is correct. I don't know. I also read Your New Puppy, The First Weeks by I don't know who. Ed Dawson. I can't fucking read. Again, this pinch of salt type of book. I think I gave this one, I didn't even rate this one. It kind of just rehashes things that you can find online, and meh. I also read the Cocker Spaniel Handbook. I say read, I skipped through it because this talks about English Spaniels, American Cocker Spaniels, working and show type. So, you know, I only needed to know about English working Cocker Spaniels, so I just kind of read those bits and skimmed over things, and it was really good. I wasn't sure if it would be because the author has done this book series for like every breed, but they utilise actual breeders of the breed, including the breeder who bred my puppy's mum. So it wasn't the breeder we used, but a friend of his. So I kind of trusted it after finding that out. I read Whisper by Lynette Noni, and I gave this 3 stars. This was a NetGalley arc, and it's a dystopian, which dystopians are coming back, which I'm quite pleased about. I liked this. It was a good 3-star, but I kind of predicted it. I feel like it was one of those as well though, where it was supposed to be this big gasp shock reveal, and I was like, I figured that out within 5 seconds, okay. It's also one of those where you have your sort of main plot, so like you've got this mystery going on, and then that gets revealed, but then at the end of the book it's like, oh my goodness, but there's this new thing that has to happen. And most people would be like, oh my goodness, I need the next book, I must find out. Whereas I'm just content being like, well, that was the story I was promised and I have that story, now they can go off and do that and I don't care. So I don't plan to read the sequel. You know, if it lands in my lap, I will give it a bash, but I'm not gasping to find out what happened next. I also read How I Broke Up With My Colon. This is one of those sort of comic strip type books that reminded me of a BuzzFeed article. It is essentially about like stupid medical situations, and I just found it really funny, so I would highly recommend. I started listening to audiobooks again this month. I was gonna say this year, no, this month. I picked up Girls with Sharp Sticks by Suzanne Young. I had this on NetGalley and I went to listen to it and then I didn't, like months ago. And then I was starting it on my Kindle and I was like, fuck it, I need to listen to an audiobook. And it was there, so I started listening to it and it was strange. I think I gave this one 3 stars as well. Yeah, I did. Essentially, we follow this like private school. There's a girl who goes to this private school academy thing, Innovations Academy. And these girls are taught how to be good girls, like how to be pretty and to appeal to men. And you know, it's very like, it does kind of make you feel a little bit wrong. You're a bit like, what's going on? I wasn't really loving it at first and I was pretty much going to DNF it. But the reason I didn't is because I remember thinking, I was like, if I was a young girl that DNF'd this book here, all I really got from that book was these girls go to a school where they're taught how to look pretty and appeal to men, and there was nothing to tell me that the book was going to challenge that. So I wanted to keep going with it just to, like, you know, make sure that this female author wasn't like going backwards with feminism, which I should have expected. You know, obviously they're not doing that, they do challenge it, but I don't know, it just felt a little bit unnecessary. I don't know, I just didn't vibe with it. I didn't really get it. I didn't get the need. It wasn't a bad book, it was enjoyable, again, predictable. I am requesting the sequel on NetGalley because I do think the sequel could go a bit further and be better, but I was expecting like Wilder Girls type story from this and I didn't get that. So rewind to closer to the beginning of the month. I actually read Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This is one of my favourite books now, 5 stars. I've been meaning to read it for so long. Oh, sorry tripod. But I was scared I wouldn't love it because on paper it is my perfect book. True crime, mystery, boarding school, like hell fucking yes. So I was terrified I wouldn't like it. This was so good. And I was like 100 pages from the end when my most anticipated read of the year arrived. So I was like, I'm gonna finish this and then read that book, which I did. But I am so mad at the cliffhanger this ended on because I was like, I need to read The Vanishing Stair right now, but I can't because my other book has arrived. Kind of mad that nobody told me just to wait until the 3rd book came out because I gotta wait till like next year. My other favourite book of the month was the one I finished on the last day because I was really taking my time with it. Like I was cherishing this book, and that is The Starless See by Erin Morgenstern. I am in love with this book. 5 stars. I cannot tell you how much I love this book. I think it is stunning. I have the Waterstones exclusive edition and it is just gorgeous. Pretty much can safely say I prefer this to The Night Circus. This is a book that deals with books. There is a world, like an underworld, that is like amazing with like, you basically can go, well, you know, it's like infinite books and store. Like, I cannot tell you how much I want to live in the world of this book. Like, it's probably not an ideal place to live, but just books and cats. It's a bit of a strange read. It did confuse me at first, and then I kind of understood what was going on and was like dying. The end gets a little bit strange and kind of rushed, but overall I just freaking loved this. I took my time with it, and then I got to the 30th and I was like, oh shit, I need to read this like today because I wanted to finish it in November. But oh, I love this and I cannot fathom waiting another like 10 years for Erin Morgenstern to bring out another book. I just love what she does. Her atmospheres are amazing. I know her writing's not for everyone, but this is exactly my kind of book. Like, I love that sort of, this is weird, but it's kind of real, but it's kind of not, but like what's going on. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And there we have it. Those are the books that I read in November. I'm gonna end this like right now because my throat is getting really freaking dry. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I don't know when I'll be back, but I will hopefully be back soon.